I'm really getting frustrated by the number of comments I'm getting from people similar to this, saying things like, I felt something was off from her from the beginning. I had a feeling in my gut, but I ignored it, blah, 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 blah. Because that's a trauma response too, my guy. Or my friend, my person, I don't know. I didn't look at what your gender was. That's just a phrase that came out of my mouth. But all that to say, to be suspicious of every single person who shares anything that they're struggling with is also a trauma response. It's just an avoidant one instead of an anxious one. And that's not healthy either. The healthy thing is to have like a healthy amount of suspicion of people, but to generally trust that who they say they are is who they actually are until they give you a reason not to believe them. And a reason not to believe them is them like having conflicting information that they share, that when they're asked about, they gaslight you, backpedal, whatever. Like, this is not a healthy way to go about life, my friend. It is healthy to care about people. It is healthy to not be overly suspicious and assume that everybody that comes on the internet is lying or clout chasing, because that's not true either. Of course, social media is only the sum of what we choose to present on it. However, there are so many people that do come on this app because they don't have community, they don't have other people, and this is their last resource, their last resort of a place to turn to when they need help. I have done it myself when it comes to medical issues, when it comes to having problems with my own family, when I went no contact with my parents and I needed validation and I needed support. It's not always someone lying or clout chasing. And this is really just confirmation bias that you are then using to validate those unhealthy coping mechanisms or trauma responses that you had initially to make you feel better about the fact that you were duped. When in reality, it's not your fault that you were duped. It's not anyone's fault that we were duped or that she harmed us or re-traumatized us. That's not our fault. It's her fault because of how she decided to handle this and reenact this, which inevitably re-traumatized people, as well as the way that she exploited emotional labor from people who had been through similar situations by making us believe that this was urgent and that this mental health crisis was happening right now. Comments like this, which again, this is not the only person making this comment, don't attack this person. It is a coping mechanism to make yourself feel better, but it comes off with two negative things, okay? It comes off as you trying to make yourself out to be superior to other people who were duped. Similar to the idea that like, no one wants to believe that they could fall prey to propaganda, but everybody can be propagandized. And that's a really important thing that you need to understand and accept so that when it happens to you, inevitably and eventually at some point, you aren't in denial of it happening because, oh, that could never happen to me. But it also makes people doubt victims in the future, because it validates that you should be suspicious of anybody coming onto the internet asking for help, or anybody in your real life coming to you asking for help, because they must just be coming for clout or for attention or whatever. It is not normal to assume that everybody is lying. That is a trauma response, and you should go get help. And it's also not an ADHD spidey senses. That's not a thing. That's a separate conversation. As someone who has ADHD, you're talking about trauma responses, not ADHD spidey senses. Not a thing. Okay, this is the last video I'm going to make about this for a while because my right side of my face will not stop flushing. My temperature is dysregulated. I'm emotionally dysregulated. I'm going to go play some Animal Crossing and take a break from this app because people are driving me crazy. But thank you for all of you who have been like supportive, and also I'm sorry for everybody who was re-traumatized like I was and felt hurt like I did. And just know that I see you, and my account is a safe space for you. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to make it out to be that everybody who is duped by this was a fool. You should be proud of your empathy. You should be proud of yourself for caring for other people and for wanting to help prevent other people from going through something that you went through too. That's a human reaction. That's called empathy. And maybe people who are reacting this way need to focus more on having some more empathy instead of being so suspicious and avoidant of other people who need help. Love y'all. Bye.